I gotta make a fast video, and this is a response to someone uh, in a video that he made at uh, well, quoted 3 a.m. Last night. Um, Now, of course, I don't know that this was to me. That's why I'm not going to give the exact, give the name of whatever, but just in case, it's certainly not going to hurt. And only they would know who I'm talking about if it was this individual. So anyone else can just think I'm talking to someone else, which is fine anyway. I don't know. Yes, I do. Any information or opinions or anything that you would think you know of me could only have been done by illegal hacking and recording, which means you saw and heard what I wanted you to hear and see. No one on any of these platforms knows who I really am. Now, I made a series of videos on the Dark Truth site. Some of them are private. I privatize them and I explained who I am, what I can do, along with examples, visuals. I proved it. Some of it. Little things. And explained how I got that way, or what I did to do it. And one of the videos is titled, I would never teach this to anybody. The last thing I would ever want would be someone going around the world doing what I'm doing. Seriously. And I gave examples of what I did just that day. I can't imagine 1,000 people going around doing the same thing. My views on what I've seen being done with certain groups online, that's not me. And I don't believe it. To pay to schedule time. First off, I would never and have never thought to go to someone's house I don't know and just show up. I don't know. I can imagine you must have had that happen before in the community that and just the genre that you live and travel in. The majority of them, in my experience, do have mental problems or severe emotional problems. That's why they're there. They want to fit in. It's the only group that'll take them. I know some of these people, not your people, but I've come across some of these people in my travels. I'm 50 different people. Everyone that knows me different. Most of the time. Most of the time. It depends. As acquaintances or passers-by. Close friends all know me. And I'm not going to pay for anybody's time. That's not going to happen. If there's a genuine or a real interest, why don't you just fucking call me or email me? That's free. All the people that keep hacking my shit and have for the last 2.5 years, and I'm so tired of talking about it. And I'm getting ready to move anyway. So I'm going to leave these digitals here, and my family can deal with it. But I've watched and listened for a while. Some of us know what the truth is. Some of us have no choice but to live in it and through it every day, all day. And anything that isn't a part of that is, like a red golf ball in a bucket of white ones. It's fine. But there is a great, even as an actor, and why I don't like actors, and why I don't follow Hollywood, and don't watch many movies, and certainly don't idolize these people, is anyone pretending to be someone else for acclaim is all false. Because the people that are worshiping you are worshiping or idolizing the person they think you are, which is not the real person. So the entire thing is fake. I get the illusion, and I understand why, and hope that I hope you happily get what you want from this, even though that's impossible, because you can't be happy with that. Not really. But I'm certainly not an enemy. But I made a video explaining what I believe to be a natural. And someone called me a necromancer, and I had to go and look all that crap up. Necromancers aren't real. It's a story Lovecraft made up. And the Necronomicon and all that crap. He made all that up. It's not real. A lot of people think it is. I mean, I know, understand greatly, above many other people, the power of a very good bullshit story. It works. Look at all of religion. I live in a different place than that. Not just here, but all of me lives that way. I have to be careful of my influences, because it depends on how strongly I feel about them and what I do with them. And it's been that way my entire life. In the videos, I privatize them all, because they're not. Do I care they're on YouTube? No. I don't care that they're there, but I don't want everybody seeing them. I'm going to try to keep this under 10 minutes, excuse me. Again, what you hear and what you see through any hacked or recorded bullshit is what I've wanted to be heard and seen. I am not that person. I am when someone's hacking my shit, but it's an act, which is another thing I know that you understand fine. But I don't feel nothing as signifying to me at all that there's genuine or even a genuine interest in who I am. I don't believe that. I don't think there is. I don't think that there's anything real with this. On my side, there absolutely could have been, and I think you would have shit yourself. And I would have been very cautious. Never rude, but very cautious. These are the kinds of things, working with natural forces and the way that nature works. You don't ever want known real wide. So to teach it, no, that I will never do that. I'm not even sure it can be taught to people. And I only say natural because I don't know what else to call it. It's been that way since I was a kid, and my family hates it. My parents were alive and weren't allowed to talk about it. When things happened, I was treated very differently, which created resentment with my brother and sister. Anyway, these videos are on there. I explain all this and explain a lot of things of what happened. I explain what the military, well, it wasn't our military, but I explain some of the events that happened to me and some of the things I've done. I'm not clear. Well, my gut tells me no, absolutely not. I don't want this. I don't want anybody to know this, because when they do, it doesn't end. I posted encrypted posts explaining the truth about what was going on with our government and things around us in the United States, and not just the US and other places, asking questions on, why the hell is royalty and all of these other world leaders, including Trudeau and Putin and our vice president, Pence, why are they all going down to Antarctica? It makes absolutely no sense. And nobody knew that. I did. In fact, I as Q, I was the original Q poster. That shouldn't have been hard to figure out if you are natural. But I only posted for about 3 months, and it was stolen from me by the people that are all trying to do it now. But you may not know this: when you cross or steal or deceive someone that is naturally in an art way. It's the only way I know how to say it, because I don't believe in good and evil. I don't believe in Satan either, or God. So whatever you want to call it, I don't care. Whatever I am, I am. Naturally, it has to balance itself, doesn't it? So anything that they try will never succeed, but not the way they want it to. That's impossible. But everything they do will always work in my favor. Do you understand what I mean? So they've done all the work. I've hadn't had to do anything. That is teachable, because people have tried to do this to some degree. But my feeling has always been, it's best not to be known. Fame is terrible. It limits where you can go. Fortune, as long as you have enough to sustain yourself, you're fine. I ain't trying to be rich. I've had all that. I've had the house on the hill and the sports cars and all that shit. Waste of money, wasted time. I'm okay now. My house is fine. So I'm what I see when I look your way is I don't want to overshadow you. You are not in a way emotionally that would be able to handle that. That's not a judgment, but it's something that I would not be willing to deal with. See what I mean? Just the way it was presented, it's insulting. So it was left to the chance that I would have watched that video and then complied with what was requested. And that, it just tells me that it was presented that you'd be doing me like a life, favor, like I would finally be able to be a part of this. which means you have absolutely no idea who I am. You have to be going off of what you've seen or heard through hacked computers or devices or conversations with each other. And I would never have wanted it that way. I thought maybe this could have been really cool. Actually put something behind any words. But nope. You will have to view this as your loss or my loss. Sorry. You'll have to look at it as my loss, which is perfectly fine. I have absolutely no idea if he will actually even ever speak or use a phone or an email, which is what should have been done. But it's my loss completely. I have deliberately sabotaged myself from learning a higher semblance of who I could be. I'm perfectly happy with you believing that. And there's been a number of references. I don't do drugs and I don't drink. So gotta be somebody else. All is good. I certainly wish you the best with everything. You've been quite successful so far with what you do, which in itself is remarkable and great. I don't read. I mean, sometimes, and I am published. I wrote technical manuals for the military. But if I read it, it's fleeting and it's little, certainly not to learn. I can't learn something that somebody else did. It has absolutely no bearing on me whatsoever. My way is completely different. My thoughts are completely different, and there is no guarantee any of that would ever work for anybody else. I've never written any of my stuff down. I don't know if anyone could learn it anyway. But it occurred to me, thinking about it, for someone very special. Now, I have done this. I have shown 3 people in my life who I am and what I can do. One of them committed suicide. One of them practically ran to the church and has been a minister ever since. He's got 6 children. God love him. So I think he's got 6 children. And the woman is also Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. 20 times is the word in a 2-minute conversation. That's how she is. Her husband's a pervert pig, but traditional Christian women, all they are is meat anyway, in true Christianity. So, but everything is Jesus. I learned then, people don't like this. Little things that happen, and even little things, people know that you did it. They don't like that. People don't like this. Certainly not in public or in the open or known. People don't like that at all. My family hates it. The animals in my house, all animals that we've ever been a part of have hated it. Not hated it, been afraid. People get afraid of these things. So, no. I am quite content in being unknown and doing my thing. You know what I mean? Friends? Absolutely, I would love to be. I can see that there is value there. But I'm not going to do what the suggestion is. It's insulting. But the hackers, everybody, they all have my phone number. And I know that you've seen me through my computer with whatever batch file made it run, which is illegal and really pisses me off. But can't do anything about it. I've tried, and I just don't have any more energy with it. You're going to stare, then you're going to see something. I don't give a shit. But anyway, that's my message. My apologies. God, I said 10 minutes. It's 20. You ever want to talk or actually, be human beings to each other, then call me or email me. Nilsson, NILSS. Oh, it'll be I'll put it in the description of this video. You're more than welcome, email. We can start from there if you want to. I'm certainly open to that. I do believe that there will be value. Or there could be. If you don't choose to, that's certainly fine. It's certainly your decision. People like us, we still get everything out of life we want, regardless of any gain or loss. So, today is a new day. Tomorrow will be another day. As far as the 30-day rule, you're allowed to try that too. All is good? And no, I'm not I'll join the gym when I feel that there's a need to. I had a physical right before the New Year's party we went to downtown. And Aces. Extremely healthy. So, lost quite a bit of weight, which was good, but I'm on keto heavy. I Twix bars when I have an itch, but it's not that often. And I could sleep more, but I've never slept. That's always been the way. I wouldn't even know where to get. I live in a Jewish neighborhood. I wouldn't even know where to get drugs if I wanted some. So I have an idea of where I could get it, and I'm sure my instinct can carry me past that, but I don't think so. Crazy? No, I'm not crazy. I think it's awesome that people think I am. It just reminds me of how good of an actor. But the diagnosis is wrong anyway, because what I've been claimed to have would be diagnosed at late teens and early 20s only. You don't go schizophrenic, especially with paranoid delusions of grandeur at my age. There is not one recorded event of that in all of history. And if I am smart enough to have been able to hit it, especially after government security clearances and all the jobs and awards I've won, then I'm a fucking genius, badass. So no, none of that is true. I'm not crazy at all. Different. Skilled. I will give myself that, but I also have integrity and self-respect and discipline. Quite a bit of it, just naturally so. Duality is almost a requirement, I think, with everybody, but it doesn't bother me at all and has never affected me in a negative way, because sometimes it's more than that. I carry 10 people at the same time. It's not psychopath, because I do have feelings. And I'm not a sociopath, because I don't care to be the best. I don't care if people think I'm funny or the best looking or the epitome of anything. I could give a rat's ass less. Just don't care. I sleep well when I do sleep. I am quite happy with myself, especially after I lost a little bit of weight. Doing almost nothing. I'll figure out all my next moves, and that's what I'm in the process of doing now. Making these videos is kind of fun, but they all seem to have a negative message. But there's a lot of people that don't like me. They don't like the fact that they know I'm Q because they don't want to admit it. I just made my last video, and I am renouncing all of that. I will never claim that again. They're on their own. It'll still serve me very well. Very, very well. And I'll be able to use all of the hard work that millions of people have done in that name that I started into what I'm doing next. It's just the natural way. That's the way it is. So that's it. That's my message back to you. The floor show was entertaining. I'll never understand it. I've never done it. But it was stimulating to watch. But to be that way, I needed to remove what was being said. Anyway, if you ever see this, then that's my message. And I hope everything is good in your stuff. And maybe I'll see you. Maybe not. I don't know. Have a good night.